Welcome, folks. Today, I want to share a story that might sound all too familiar, especially for those of us over 50. Imagine this. You've just finished a nice dinner, you're relaxing in your favorite chair, feeling good, thinking about your health, maybe your plans for tomorrow, your loved ones, when suddenly the strange, heavy feeling creeps into your chest. What's the first thing you'd think? Probably just something I ate. That's exactly what Harold thought that night. But here's the hard truth. It wasn't heartburn. It was a heart attack, and it nearly cost him his life. Let me tell you exactly what happened to Harold. He's 58 years old at the time, feeling good overall, trying to enjoy life, stay active, spend time with family. After dinner, he feels this pressure in his chest. Not sharp pain, not something dramatic like in the movies, just heavy, like someone pressing down on him. He figures it's the steak, maybe digestion's acting up. So Harold takes some water, lays down, waits for it to pass. 3 hours later, he's in the emergency room with a heart attack. Luckily, he made it. But here's the scary part. It happened again. The same feeling, the same mistake. Even though Harold had already survived one heart attack, the next time that heavy chest feeling returned, he convinced himself it was just heartburn. And listen, this wasn't because Harold lacked knowledge. It wasn't because he didn't care about his health, his future, his happiness. No, it's because heart attacks, especially in people over 50, often don't show up like we expect. It's not always the crushing, dramatic chest pain you see in Hollywood movies. Sometimes it's just a pressure. Sometimes it's unusual fatigue. Sometimes it's a weird discomfort you can't explain, and frankly, don't want to admit. And here's what I really want you to hear today. Confusing a heart attack with heartburn, anxiety, or stress happens more often than you think. Over 50% of heart attacks in adults over 50 are mistaken for indigestion or just being stressed out. And for women, folks with diabetes, or anyone who's had heart issues before, those warning signs, even easier to miss. But when we miss them, when we ignore them, time slips away. And the longer we wait, the more heart muscle dies. Every minute of delay means a higher risk, not just of losing our health, but losing our independence, our ability to enjoy life, our future plans, even relationships that matter most. Harold's story isn't rare. Just last week, one of our viewers, Lisa, she's 63, shared a similar experience. She told me, "I thought it was acid reflux. My chest felt hot after dinner. I had this discomfort in my throat. I popped some antacids and figured that would fix it. But 15 minutes later, it didn't go away. In fact, things got worse. She started sweating, felt lightheaded. That wasn't indigestion. That was a heart attack." If her husband hadn't called 911 when he did, Lisa might not be here to tell her story today. And this is what I need you to understand. Heart attack symptoms rarely follow the textbook pattern. We expect them to be dramatic, crushing chest pain, like we've seen in the movies. But the truth? For many of us over 50, the signs are subtle. It might be chest pressure. It might be fatigue that doesn't make sense. It might be shortness of breath even when you're not doing anything hard. It might be pain that creeps into your jaw, your shoulders, or your upper back. Too often, people think it's heartburn, or maybe it's muscle pain, or just stress. That confusion, that hesitation, it's deadly. And trust me, I know exactly how that feels. You're sitting there, alone, your chest feels off. You start thinking, should I go to the ER? Am I overreacting? That hesitation, that voice telling you to wait, is the biggest threat to your health, your independence, your ability to enjoy life. With a heart attack, every minute counts.
Millions of heart cells die with each passing moment. The damage? It's not just about pain in the moment. We're talking heart failure, losing your strength, losing the ability to work, becoming dependent on others, watching your future plans, your happiness, your freedom slip away. There's a simple truth every heart doctor will tell you again and again. When you're having a heart attack, time isn't gold. Time is heart muscle. Every single minute you hesitate, every minute you wonder if it's just heartburn or stress, your heart is dying, one cell at a time. And the damage? It's permanent. Let me explain this clearly. When the arteries feeding your heart get blocked, oxygen can't reach part of your heart. It's like cutting the power to a room. Everything goes dark. But here's the difference. If you wait too long, that part of your heart, that room, doesn't just go dark. It gets destroyed. It never works the same again. The numbers are scary. After 90 minutes without treatment, the dead area of your heart gets bigger. After 2 hours, your chances of heart failure, dangerous heart rhythm problems, even death skyrocket. And here's the saddest part. So many people miss that critical window simply because they think it's heartburn or stress or something that'll pass. David, one of our viewers, shared his story. He's 56, staying active, enjoying life. That night, he feels some chest pressure after a spicy dinner. Thinks maybe it's indigestion. Takes an antacid, lays down, tries to relax. An hour later, the discomfort spreads to his neck. That's when he finally calls 911. When he got to the hospital, the doctors told him, if you waited another 20 minutes, the damage to your heart would have been irreversible. Even though he survived, David's heart is now weaker. He takes medication every day, probably for life. And his independence, his energy, his freedom to enjoy life, it's not the same. Remember this, heart attacks don't always look like the movies, but hesitation, confusion, that's what robs you of your health, your happiness, your ability to live life on your terms. In a heart attack, time is everything. There's another dangerous thing that puts lives at risk, the little lies we tell ourselves. Those lies? They're the reason thousands of people miss the one golden window to save their own life. Doctors here in the US have found that nearly 40% of people rushed to the hospital for a heart attack first thought they had indigestion or acid reflux. Helen, one of our viewers, shared her story. She's 61, living her life, enjoying her family. That evening after dinner, she felt burning in her chest. The discomfort crept into her neck. She thought maybe it's the spicy food, the chili, the pepper. So she took an antacid, waited 15 minutes, then 30, but the feeling didn't go away. It got worse. The discomfort moved to her jaw. She started sweating, feeling shaky. Thankfully, her husband didn't. The diagnosis? A heart attack, a serious one. She survived, but the doctor made it clear, if they had waited another 30 minutes, the outcome could have been devastating. Here's the second lie people believe. I don't look like someone who has a heart attack. This illusion, it's deadly. So many folks think heart attacks only happen to people who are overweight, smokers, or folks with major medical issues. But the truth? A study published no obvious signs. No warning from their appearance. That's why we can't judge our health or our risks just by how we look in the mirror. Take Mark, for example. He's 54, he walks regularly, doesn't smoke, eats healthy, takes care of himself. So when he started feeling tired with a little tightness in his chest, he figured it was just stress from work. But 24 hours later, he was rushed to the ER with a major heart attack. Let this be clear. Don't let your appearance or assumptions fool you. A heart attack doesn't care what you look like, how fit you think you are, or what your lifestyle is. It can happen to anyone. They wait for the Hollywood heart attack.
You know the scene. Someone grabs their chest, collapses, dramatic music plays. But in real life, most heart attacks don't happen like that. Dr. Andrew, a cardiologist out in California, has seen it time and time again. Over half of his patients didn't describe the dramatic chest pain you see on TV. They said it felt like pressure, tightness, discomfort. Some felt the pain spread to their back, their jaw, even between their shoulder blades. Others didn't feel pain at all. Just shortness of breath walking upstairs, or exhaustion that didn't make sense after doing simple tasks. But they hesitated. They waited, thinking this isn't dramatic enough to be a heart attack. Peter, 65, shared his story with us. He told me, "I had this dull ache right in the center of my chest. It wasn't sharp, not like what you see in the movies, so I figured it was nothing serious." He even drove himself to the store to buy antacids. But when his left arm started to go numb, that's when he finally realized something was wrong. By the time he reached the hospital, doctors confirmed he was having a serious heart attack. And they told him he came dangerously close to not making it. The biggest cost of being confused or in denial isn't just your life. It's the regret that stays behind, the kind you can never erase. Too many families live with that heartbreaking question, if only we had known sooner. A recent study here in the US shows nearly 30% of heart attack deaths could have been prevented if people had acted right when the first warning signs showed up. One of our viewers, MJ Alam, shared a story I'll never forget. His uncle passed away from a heart attack. For 2 days, his uncle felt mild chest discomfort, but kept thinking it was just his digestion acting up. By the time the pain became unbearable, it was too late. Their family has lived with that painful regret ever since. Hesitation kills faster than the heart attack itself. Don't let yourself or someone you love become the next example of that. When your body speaks, listen. Anyone, especially those of us over 50, can learn how to recognize these red flags and act fast. And it starts with one simple rule. When in doubt, treat it like an emergency. It's better to be wrong than to be late. To help you with that, we created a simple, easy-to-remember tool. We call it the Survival Cheat Sheet. It helps you tell the difference between 3 things that often get mixed up: a heart attack, heartburn, and a panic attack. Let's break it down, starting with the type of pain. A heart attack feels heavy, tight, like someone pressing hard on your chest. It can spread to your neck, jaw, shoulders, or upper back. Heartburn? That burning feeling, usually right in the middle of your chest or throat. A panic attack? That comes with sharp stabbing pain, rapid heartbeat, feeling short of breath or suffocated. The second clue is when it happens. Heartburn tends to show up after eating, especially meals that are spicy or high in fat. Panic attacks often hit when you're under pressure, feeling anxious or overwhelmed. A heart attack, that can happen anytime, even when you're resting, even when you're asleep. The next thing to look at is how the discomfort reacts or doesn't react. With heartburn, the pain usually gets better after you take antacid. With a panic attack, the symptoms ease up when you calm down, breathe deeply, or step away from the stressful situation. But a heart attack, it doesn't just go away on its own. Sometimes the discomfort might ease off for a little while, but it comes back, often stronger. And the other symptoms that show up, they matter too. A heart attack can bring shortness of breath, cold, clammy sweating, feeling lightheaded, or even nauseous. In women, the warning signs can be even harder to spot. They might feel extreme fatigue, tired in a way that doesn't make sense for what they're doing. They might have pain in their upper back or jaw. That's not indigestion. That's your heart trying to get your attention. And if you have diabetes, the risk is even higher. Diabetes can damage your nerves, which means you might not feel clear chest pain the way others do. But your body still gives warning signs: nausea, dizziness, cold sweats. If you're in that group, don't ignore those subtle clues. We've heard the same story from so many patients. They feel discomfort in the center of their chest or high up near the stomach. They assume it's indigestion. Some feel pain or tingling between the shoulder blades, often on the left side, and brush it off, thinking they just slept wrong. But ignoring those signs nearly cost them their lives. There's another situation I hear about all the time. You feel something's off, so you go to the hospital. The doctor runs some tests, checks you out, and tells you everything looks normal. You breathe a sigh of relief. You head home. But that uneasy feeling, it's still there. So what should you do? First, trust your instincts. No one knows your body better than you. If something still feels wrong, don't stop asking questions. Don't stop looking for answers. Second, become your own health detective. Keep a symptom journal. Write down when the discomfort happens, how intense it is, what you were doing, and any other symptoms you noticed. That information, it's gold for your doctor. It helps them piece together the real story. Third, ask smart questions. Ask your doctor, if it's not my heart, what else could it be? Are there more specific tests we can run to be sure? Those questions can uncover hidden risks most people miss. And finally, never be afraid to get a second opinion. A good doctor will always respect your caution. When it comes to your life, being thorough is never overreacting. Let me say this clearly. The golden rule is simple. When in doubt, treat it like an emergency. Call 911. Don't drive yourself to the hospital. Paramedics have the tools and treatments to start saving your life the moment they walk through your door. Getting help fast is more than critical. That's what gives you the best chance to survive. And remember, it's always better to get checked and hear it's just heartburn than to stay home, ignore the warning signs, and never get the chance to say, "I'm glad I acted." We've talked to so many heart attack survivors, and they all say the same thing: "I wish I had acted sooner." You don't have to live with that kind of regret. Today, you can empower yourself and your family with the knowledge to protect your heart. A strong, healthy heart isn't just about living longer. It's about having the energy to enjoy what really matters. A picnic with your family, that dream vacation you've been saving for, or simply relaxing in your favorite chair without worrying when the next pain might hit. Your health is your greatest asset. Don't gamble with it because of denial or lack of information. Listen to your body. Take action when something doesn't feel right. Be your own best protector. Thank you for taking the time to listen today. If you found this information helpful, please share it with your family, your friends, especially those over 50. A small action today could save someone's life tomorrow.